Scene 1, take 500. I'm going to try to make another one. I've been erasing them faster than I make them. Stepping outside the door, it's late in the afternoon. It's probably about 50 degrees. I got something parked at my back door. Been parked there for about 2 months. Some people on the internet ought to know what it is. It's a mower cart. Brand spanking new. We got 2 of them. The other one's over at a friend of ours underneath his shed with the 2 new Chrome mowers. We ain't put them on there yet, but we plan to before the hay gets going. That's made by KMC. It beneficial because you don't have to have a really big tractor to pull it. You can put a little guy on this as long as it'll handle the PTO, because there's no weight on the tractor. So I'm gonna take you out there and show you some of the other tractors. So bear with me. I'm slow, but I'm sure. Go by the scrap pile, I'll show you that tongue on the planter. That's for planting around the ends of fields. I keep a pretty good sized scrap pile. Have my whole life. There's a little bit of everything in there. You see it there? That was the planter that got run into. I'll show you that in a few minutes. That right there's my son's 40-foot aluminum, 48-foot aluminum car trailer. He used to race pretty heavy, but since he started farming, he ain't got no money to do both of them. Bear with me. That's our 15-ton roof terrain crane that we picked up when they closed the power station down at Canada's. They had it sitting out there, and then they'd moved everything, and it had flat tires on it. So they, my son was down there doing some work, and they asked him how much would he give it for them, and he said, "Well, I don't know how much you want for it." They said, "Oh, give me $1,000." So he gave me $1,000, and we went down there and put a battery in it, rolled a little Jimmy over, and away she went. Pumped up the tires, loaded up on the low boy, and come home. That's Tomater. It's a Mack U600. We bought it about 5 years ago. I think we give about $1,500 for it. You see, it's got a gold dog. That means it's all Mack. Got a combination hitch on it. Gooseneck, 5th wheel, place for a boulder draw bar, and for a drop hitch. That's the 48-foot trailer that my son bought here recently. This is one of 2 Athens Harris. Got another one just like it, only it's one more blade wider. This is the 4020. Been here a while, about 8 years I reckon. Bought it down in South Georgia. I took the hood off it to straighten it out, and then I had to break the tractor in half, and I ain't got around to putting it back on yet. There's a new radiator in it. That's the dozer blade attachment on it. Okay, soybean farmer. That's the Rusa Master pump that's on mine. Mine's got the levers back by the seat, so it's a late model. There's our old soon-to-be service truck. It's got a Cummins in it with a 3-speed Allison automatic. Runs pretty good, cranks up pretty easy. Got to do a little bit of work on it. There's Virgil, the mudder. Genuine all-around tractor. Go anywhere, do anything. Uncomfortable as hell to drive, but hey, it gets you there. Dependable. That's Betsy. 4640. We picked it up from up around Florence. About 100 miles from here. There is one of the strip tail rigs. That's a 4-row. This is a KMC strip tail rig. It ain't as good as the Unverfurs, but hey, it does what they want it to do, but I don't think it'll do it for us this year, because it don't belong to us. The planter belongs to us. We swapped the bush hog for this planter. You can see the relatively new tongue on it. Hey, that right there costs some money. You can see that this was the one that got run into on the highway. Some fella come running up behind him and didn't see the lights and plowed into the back of it and tore up 2-row units and the tongue. But we got the tongue on it. We got the pieces and parts of the row units to go back on it. All the hoppers are in pretty good shape. Sorry about the dirt. I ain't as fast a walker as I used to be. There's my tractor. That's a 4240S. Made in Germany. I bought it from Mountain View Tractor Company up in New York. About 4 years ago. You can see it's got an aftercooler on it. It's got a 4640 turbo, 4640 engine kit, 4640 injectors. She's pulling more than 138 horsepower now, but we try not to stress it. That is the peanut cart. If you plant peanuts, you almost got to have one of them to get the peanuts in the drying trailer. See, European hitch. There's a tractor we purchased here about 6 months ago from a friend. That's a 7800. Had to put a new tire on the back. Had a new tire on the back, but it kept going flat, so we put another new one on it. The step was wrapped around by the tire, so I took it off and managed to hammer it back 2/3 straight. Bought some new steps and put in it. We got the duals of it. That's the peanut combine, Colombo. KMC and Amadas make peanut combines, but theirs is a little bit more complicated than this one. This one doesn't have a whole bunch of moving parts, whereas the KMC and the Colombo, or the KMC and the Amadas have lots of moving parts. This one right here kind of uses a big auger with fingers on it to rub the peanuts off the vine, and they fall down on that grate and it shakes them to the back, and them little cutouts in the floor, they kind of shear the pegs off, and when you get back in the last 1 foot, or about 12 inches or 13 inches of the back of the thing, that fan vacuums the trash out. So you adjust the vacuum to leave the peanuts, but take the leaves and pieces of stem and stuff like that, and out it goes. Blow it out there or there. Then they all them over here, and they dump them in a little elevator, and it carries them up and throws them in the hopper. There you go, good view of the grass again. That right there, we bought from Fort Valley, Georgia, about 5 years ago. We went down there to buy a strip till rig, and one of the fellows that worked for us, worked for the man, said he had a high boy that he wanted to sell. So my son went and took a look at it, and we went down there the next week and brought it home. It's everything on it worked except the lights, and I had to only thing I had to do with them was put a dimmer switch in. The hydraulic filter used to be up over the engine, but we took it off and brought it out here so we could get to it, and it was leaking, and we could never stop it. So we put it out here where we can keep an eye on it. The booms was toast, so what you see I built. Went up to Orangeburg to the steel place and got the tubing, and come back home and marked it out and drilled it and assembled it. It's matches the sprayer I got down at the barn. It's 60 foot, and we got a new saddle support for the tank. You see, we got a bungee cord up there helping maintain, but we'll do that before we get going again, I reckon. We'll take it off and put the new one under it. Well, that's part one. Let me see if I can get this on YouTube without erasing it too. You know the drill. Comment, rate, and subscribe.